We loved your film, guys. It had such a message. Share with us, Jim. First, we'll start with you. A little bit about the inspiration, how you saw the vision, and how the film came to be.
Well, thank you, Glenn. Actually, our vision was twofold. First, I had worked with Jason Lawley on a previous production, and I got to see what spoken word performance would be on film. And I was really impressed, and I got this idea that what a wonderful new stage for spoken word. An opportunity for audiences who might not normally get to see spoken word to really understand it, appreciate it, and learn from it. Second was, after having been involved for 11 years in the Sedona Film Festival, I have come to understand that independent film, for me, is the beginning of the conversation. And so I wanted to create films that were not only socially conscious, but also ones that started a conversation, gave an audience something to talk about there in the theater, on the ride home, at the kitchen table, amongst with their families and friends, and actually make a change.
Share with us the story you were talking about in the Q&A in regards to Wednesday night's performance. You had your second artist.
Well, yeah, thank you. We all want, as filmmakers, we all want to make films that have an impact, that make a change. And sometimes some films have to wait a while before they see that change. We actually got to see the change very, very quickly. Of the three spoken word artists, Jacinia Ruiz, a young artist out of Phoenix, who speaks to the audience through her spoken word about her personal experiences with abuse and being abused by her husband. During our filming, we learned that on the day of the shoot was actually the first day that she spoke those words aloud. She had created the piece, but never actually spoke out loud, and basically admitting to the world that she was being abused. But also, it was the moment that her healing began. Fast forward a few months later, when we present the film here at the Sedona Film Festival, her husband, her abuser, was invited and took the invitation to sit in the audience. And so his healing began that day. So we know that our film, already has served its purpose. And now we hope that it goes on and does so much more for so many others.
I'd like to actually direct this question to Ben Fama, because I know there was such a great collaboration between you and Coletti. Share with us a little bit about how that all came to be and how two voices get on the same page to make a film like this.
Well, I was fortunate enough to actually be the co-director of Adam Smith's music video, a very, very talented artist out here in Arizona. And after doing the music, we actually did two music videos. One of them was actually at the film festival last year, and then we actually did a music video for Something to Believe in. And so Jim came to me and said, hey, we're going to do a project about spoken word. And I was like, okay. And anytime that Jim comes to me, the genius that he is, I'm like, well, I know it's going to be on point. But when he told me what the message of the film is going to be, especially when it has to do with violence, I said, this is what we want to make. So I was very happy to be brought on board to make the film. So.
Was a lot of this scripted? Is it go with the flow? And I also and that's a two-part question, because I also wanted to ask you, did you shoot this with two cameras, or did you shoot this with one camera and have them repeat stuff?
This is a two-camera setup. We did two cameras, and we wanted to basically give the feel of intimacy when the person's talking, when the spoken word artist was talking, and plus it also helps with editing too. And then what was the other question?
Basically, is it scripted? Is everyone flowing?
Right. There's no scripts. There's no actors. There's just spoken word and the spoken word artist. And if you watch the film is to get you to listen. So what we did is we took information away from you to listen. We took away the color, we took away the background. Most stuff nowadays with apps and movies, it's distracting. We wanted you to listen to what the spoken word artists were going to say. And this is all their great work. So.
One more quick question on a director's point of view, actually. The close-ups were so tight that there was even a depth of field, and even though you had nothing behind you. Was that totally intentional? They actually went out of focus a little bit.
Somewhat, yeah, because with spoken word, especially being our first film, we didn't really know how much action they were going to give. I thought, I always thought spoken word, well, they'll just be standing in front of the camera. But when they gave those performances, it was like this rawness that came with it. So we kind of left it there, is that raw feeling that these guys were giving off on camera. So we kind of left that kind of feel to it. So yeah.
Well, let's direct the next one to Jason Lawley, who was one of those folks. So, Jim Coletti, you were a big part of Jim's inspiration to even make the film. How did it feel to be part of this film, and what do you think of it now that you've actually seen it?
Just honored, honestly. Just the fact that it's amazing, just to give Jim some credit, to have somebody approach you with an idea and follow through. So when he approached and talked about, you know, spoken word and just to even have the honor to inspire somebody, because that's what us as spoken word artists are really trying to do. Not only are we expressing ourselves, but we are trying to inspire people. We're trying to get you to think and stuff like that. So what do I think about the film now? I couldn't be any more proud. I am, once again, there's one word that just continues to stand out for me, is honor. To be a voice, not only for myself, but for others. And because that's the blessing of being a spoken word artist, is that we are able to articulate our emotions and to express them in a fashion not only through words, but through the performance to where others can feel them. And when you're able to do that and speak for those who can't sometimes, when you have them come up to you and say thank you, there is no greater feeling. So, and then to see the healing and to see Jasenia's husband come, not only to come and be a part, but to support. And I think that is a very big thing to recognize, is that he not only came to listen, he came to support his wife. Mm-hmm. And that is huge as a testament to the power of speaking. So if we just remember that if somebody will listen, and if we are conscious and become conscious to listen and understand that it's not all about us and our own individual needs. We are a collective humanity. So.
Wow, that's beautifully said. Thank you, Jason. I'd like to direct the next question actually to Adam Smith. Adam, you know we love you as a musician. You're such a loved musician here in Sedona. Share with us, you approached the film to add some score. Did you see this film first? Did something pop in your head immediately? Share us your process of how the score was created.
Well, again, it was an honor also for me to be a part of this. And I had never I'd never participated in a film before, and always, you know, done my own songwriting and singing. But it was a very emotional process because the content is so intense and so emotional, and I literally played the music along with the pieces, you know. So I was totally engaged in the film the whole time I was doing the composing, and I was really nervous about it because I wanted to really just honor the pieces and just create kind of a background in which the words could, you know, come off of. And really, really proud of how it turned out, and to be involved, you know, at any level, you know, supporting the film, and you know, also having a little music in there as well. And so it's a beautiful project and very moving.
Can I just add something to that? Because part of what I think the genius is to music, and we all know that music adds such an important emotional component. What Adam was challenged with was to actually enhance the emotion of the words. And so most importantly was actually the moments of silence that he built into it, so that the expression and the words can come through. So hats off to that. Good job.
Thank you. Now that you have the mic, I have one last question for you, Jim. And this is kind of in broad strokes when it comes to the film festival. You were the executive director of the festival for how many years?
Actually, I was chairman of the board for 2 years,
Chairman.
but I sat on the board of directors for a total of 7 years.
Total of 7 years. And here we are at year 20. Can you just share with us your thoughts in looking back, seeing where the festival is at, and just a view from Jim Coletti?
Wow, thank you. It's incredible. I can remember the first day, and it would be, of my 11 years, it would probably be 10 years ago, that we sold out a theater. And we literally had more people than we had seats, and we were totally unprepared. We had no idea what you're supposed to do with this situation. The concept of a rush line didn't exist. We literally had little paper coupons that were called queues that were in place of tickets. And so to think of that, and to think of the magic of that moment, and then to realize that most of the screens and the screenings in the 20th Anniversary Festival are sold out, and just how incredible that is. But to also realize that this is as much as it is an anniversary of 20 years for the festival, it's an anniversary for everyone at our festival. whether it's Patrick Swice, our executive director's 10th anniversary, or John Snow, our technical director's 20th anniversary, or, you know, Jason Lolly's first anniversary as a participant in the festival. Everyone is celebrating an anniversary this year, and that's really exciting.
Does anyone have any more questions for these guys?
Questions?
All right, thank you, folks.
Thank you.
This is Bob Back.